Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Covert, and you are watching At Home with Symphoria. Thanks for being here today. I have a very good friend and Symphoria violinist, Linda Carmona, here with me today. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Kelly.
It's so good to see your face.
It's awesome to see your face.
Yeah. So Linda, like I said, she plays violin with us, and recently she has come on as part of our staff, and she is a development assistant, and she is my lifesaver. I will just say, I can't say thank you enough. If you have recently gotten an acknowledgement letter for a donation that you've made, you can guarantee that that's been Linda that's sending them out. So thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
So how have you been during this time at home? I know that you are living by yourself currently. So how's that been?
It's fine. So luckily, I'm a pretty independent person, so I've been doing well, and I have a very entertaining cat, so that's been fun.
Well, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Mabel, because she is quite entertaining.
Mabel, so she's about 3 years old. She has a lot of energy. She has a big personality, and she just tells me what she wants all the time.
The other day, Mabel, she had like a little taste of freedom, and then was like trying to do a breakout that Linda was documenting on Facebook.
She has calmed down a little bit now because it's really hot outside. She's okay with being inside right now.
Yeah, good. And, you have a really interesting story of how you came to be a part of Symphoria and then left us and then returned. So why don't you tell us about that? I think people would be really interested in that.
Sure. So my husband's in the Army. He's active. And we first came to Fort Drum, which is just outside Watertown, New York, so the North Country, in 2012. And I was introduced to Symphoria, which actually was not Symphoria yet, and started subbing with them in the fall of 2012 and commuting back and forth for about 2.5 years that we lived up there, and just fell in love with the group, fell in love with everybody. It was just fantastic. And unfortunately, we had to move. We moved down to Texas for 4 years, and my husband was going to be transferred again because that's the military life. And he actually went to Italy. And unfortunately, military spouses are not allowed to work outside of the base in Italy. So I would not have been able to keep playing. And it was a hard decision. And I decided to move back to Syracuse to play with my favorite orchestra.
Well, we're so glad that you're back, and we know that it is hard to be separated from your husband, and due to COVID, you had to postpone a trip to Italy, and so we're glad you're here, though, and I'm so thankful for you. And Linda always has the joy of sitting very near me when I'm playing loud and high on the piccolo, and she never complains.
Because I wear earplugs.
One thing that I'm grateful for. So Emily Bass is watching live today. She says, hi, Linda. So what else have you been up to during quarantine? What have you been practicing?
Well, during the summers, I like to get back to basics. So I really like etudes and scales. And I just bought a new bow. So I am really getting down to the nitty-gritty basics, just so I get to learn this new bow with my violin. Absolutely everything is different. So by the time we get back to playing on stage, I should have this bow down pretty well and have brushed up on all my basic techniques. So,
Well, let's talk about the bow, because I think that's something that people would find very interesting, because when you think of a violin, you really think of the instrument itself as being the instrument, but the bow really has a huge impact in the sound and all of that. So why does it take so long to get used to a new bow when you switch?
Gosh, I'm sure it depends on the person, but me, it just takes a little bit longer to get used to a different instrument. I have no idea how pianists sit down and play.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
But I've been playing on my other bow over 20 years. So you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So literally the difference in the weight, the size of the stick, the balance point, it's all different. And this particular bow is actually carbon fiber bow. So it's very, very light. And that's very different than what I'm used to playing on. But it in so many ways, I like it a lot better than my other bow. And it's been a lot of fun just trying to figure out all the different nuances. And the sound, when I was trying the bows, I picked a bow that brought out the sound I liked on my violin. Because like you said, every bow brings out a different sound. Either maybe it's too bright or it's too dark or too light, too heavy. All sorts of things.
I think that's so fascinating. Now, once you get used to this new bow, will you be able to easily go back and forth if you want?
Definitely more easily, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I've been playing the same flute since I was a junior in college. So we won't say how many years that is, but it's many years, decades, playing the same instrument. So I totally get how just even something a little bit different is going to have a big impact on how it feels.
Absolutely.
So you are a woman of many talents. And so I usually ask the question, what other profession would you have done if you weren't a musician? But you actually have another profession. So why don't you tell us about the other side of Linda?
Yeah, so I basically have a dual career. And my other passion is administrative work, which I'm sure people are like, what is that? So I started in college when summer jobs, I would do office temp work, and I just really liked it. And over the years as a freelancer and moving around after getting married to an Army guy, I didn't always have a lot of playing work, but I was always able to find some sort of administrative work. A few years ago, when we moved to Fort Drum up in the North Country of New York, I could not find a decent administrative job, and I started my own virtual assistant business. So I have just private clients. I'm kind of a private contractor. It's almost like a freelance violinist. I'm a freelancer, and I just balance the work perfectly. It's a perfect balance between my virtual assistant business and the violin, because I can kind of schedule my own hours, and it's very, very flexible. And my clients are so supportive. They are.
And like I said, you are really good at what you do. And that is why we picked you up and brought you in to be on our staff too, because I know those are the things that I am not so great at. And Linda took something that was taking me hours and hours, and she made a system, and it's just like chugging along. And I'm so thankful for her.
Yeah, there's just certain things I really enjoy. So everybody has their, strengths and not so good at something, but
yeah. Well, and I think it's good. I love that you have found like this balance and something that works for you as you travel all over the country. It's like living sort of a nomadic life. It could be challenging. So excellent. So I don't have to ask you what other thing you would do, because you're already doing it.
Yeah.
Do you have any guilty pleasures right now?
Well, not right now, but my guilty pleasure is vegan donuts.
Yum.
Because I can't eat eggs, so I can't eat regular donuts. So I have to go seek and find vegan donuts, and there's a couple of places in town that are just awesome. They're kind of expensive.
So it's a treat, a real treat.
Totally a treat.
Maybe and also if you walk there, you burn off the calories there and back, so you don't have to feel guilty like that.
Yeah.
What are you listening to right now?
Symphoria broadcasts on WCNY on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Yep. We have this week, I think. I I just looked at the thing. Oh, La Mer is this week, tomorrow night. Yeah, so that'll be really fun.
Excellent. So yes, I've been listening to those and doing puzzles that I've borrowed from Emily M. Walden Bass. So
Thank you. The Basses. I bought a puzzle for my children at the very beginning of quarantine. So 3 months ago, and I did one line of it, like the bottom, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we never asked you to give us this puzzle. So I just put it away. I'll have to give it to you and maybe you can do it.
Oh boy. Yeah. So I'm listening to the broadcast, and I've actually been listening to a lot of podcasts on current events. So Black Lives Matter and other news stories, so I could get a more well-rounded, I guess, just understand everything a little deeper.
What are some of the podcasts that you like?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. It really has been varied, and sometimes I don't download or I don't follow the whole podcast, but I'll just download a certain episode. So I have a lot of just a smattering of different ones, and I'm trying to get all different perspectives, so I can't even tell you some of the shows.
Well, if you have a favorite one that you've listened to, you can pop a link in the comments, and then people can check it out too. Okay. So we have people watching, and Shui says now she's craving donuts. Thank you very much. Emily wants to know if you need any more puzzles.
No.
And Shannon Hutchison Krupat just
wants to know. She's in England.
Oh, fantastic. Yay. Fantastic. So it's been a long time since we've been on stage together. We all really, really miss it. And if for those of you who are watching, if you've been paying attention, you know that we are having a full season. It's not going to be exactly the way things used to be, because we have to kind of go with the flow, but we are guaranteeing that no matter what, we are going to have a concert on every single date that we say we're going to have a concert. And that might be just a concert coming into your live stream at home. It might be a concert with a smaller audience. Hopefully soon we'll have concerts that are packed houses. But either way, we're going to be playing music. And Linda, what are you most looking forward to when that happens?
Gosh, the energy from my colleagues. I mean, I get so motivated by their talent and intelligence and personalities and just the energy they bring to everything. Rehearsals, concerts, breaks between rehearsals. It's just a whole dynamic that I miss. I really miss. And it's a whole dynamic that made me move back to New York.
Right. To Syracuse, New York, the best place on earth, right? Even in the middle of the winter. Well, I think it's just a testament to every single person in our organization that, when you have a job that is so fun, that doesn't feel like a job, you can't wait to get back to work when you haven't been doing it. And I know that we all feel that way. And Noemi is here. She says she can't wait. She's also a Symphoria violinist. And DJ is here. She says that she's loving this interview, of course, because everybody loves Linda.
Yep.
Okay, so I got some great lightning round questions for you. These are courtesy of Lana Stafford, who is our Symphoria Youth Orchestra manager, and she had her interview last Thursday. So if you haven't seen that, you can go check it out. And these are really good. I'm excited for these. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Times New Roman or sans serif?
I'm gonna go with Times.
Yeah, I think like I know people who feel really strongly about fonts.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if you were one of them or not.
No, but I have a client who feels really strongly about certain fonts.
Flower gardens or forests?
Ooh, flower gardens.
Okay, this might be a hard one. Florence, Italy or Paris, France?
Well, I haven't been to either, but I'm going to say Florence because I'll probably get there sooner.
And your hubby will be there.
Yeah, he's already been there.
Yeah, exactly. Concerto or symphony?
Symphony.
Me too. Sunrise or sunset?
Ooh, sunset. I'm not a morning person.
Brahms or Tchaikovsky?
Ooh, Brahms.
Oh, that was so easy. I would have to think a lot more about that one.
Yeah, certain symphonies that I just love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me too. Me too. Me too. It's so good. So good. I would pick Brahms also. Which Harry Potter house do you belong to?
I have no idea.
And there you have it. We'll have to ask Lana which Harry Potter house she belongs to. I don't know. I don't know either. I've read all of the books, but
I watched the movies, but I still couldn't tell you what the houses are.
yeah. Noemi said me three. I'm guessing that means she would pick Brahms also. Although I love Tchaikovsky, and we've got a lot of great Tchaikovsky planned for our upcoming season. We have Ty Murray is going to be doing the Tchaikovsky violin concerto. Natasha Peremsky is going to be doing the Tchaikovsky piano concerto. It's going to be really great.
Oh, yeah. It'll be great.
Yeah. It's always really fun to play too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for hanging out with me and hanging out with all of us today. If anyone else has questions for Linda or just wants to touch in and say hi, she'll pop back in and answer any questions over on Facebook. And be sure to join us on Thursday because I am interviewing John Garland. Bring all your hard-hitting questions, and he will answer them for you, and maybe we can find a little bit more about him. He seems to be someone who I want to know more about, you know. So, all right, John Garland, we'll see you on Thursday. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you, Linda, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.